What the fuck is up? It is your host, Erica Nalen, and welcome back to another episode of the Hangover series. Good morning, you guys. Hello. What's good, motherfucker? I feel like I haven't said motherfucker in quite a long time, and my grandpa used to tell me that he liked when I said motherfucker on the podcast, so we're going to start off with that. What's good, motherfuckers? Welcome back. Oh my gosh, I feel like we have not communicated in a very long time, and that's because we haven't. It is Saturday, and the episode comes out tomorrow, and yeah, that's how my life has been. I am officially 25 years old. Whoa. Still getting used to that. I feel like 25 is like a fun number now. Like I'm over being like, I'm gonna vomit. I'm like, it's a fun number. 25, yay, hooray, cheers. But I feel like I turned 25 and I was freaking out, and I'm like, I have so many things that I need to accomplish, and I have so many things that I need to do. And each year as you get older, you're like, am I in the wrong place? Am I almost there? What am I doing with my life? I hate everything. I love everything. Like, I'm really going through the motions. And last weekend was my birthday weekend, and I had friends in town. It was so much fun. But I don't think I can ever drink martinis for 4 days straight in a row ever again. I think I was sick with like a virus or something. I had to have been sick with something because I was not being normal the whole time they were here. Like, also, Honey is like under my bed doing something weird, and it's scaring me. Honey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Can you just like come up here? Honey? I'm gonna look because I'm actually scared of what she could be doing. Honey, what are you doing? Honey, what are you doing? She's starting to hunt me. I'm not doing this. Honey, it's too early for this. It seriously is. And I just turned 25, so you need to be respectful. Okay. Sorry. Where was I going with all of this? Honey's in my bedroom, if you couldn't tell. Her mother's not home right now, and she waits for me outside of my room every day until I awaken. And it's Saturday, and I decided to sleep in until 11:30 a.m. today. And Honey hasn't had attention since then, so she's very needy right now, and she demanded that she be in here while I podcast. I was like, do you want to be out of the room or do you want to be in here? And she chose in here. So we'll see how this goes. She's already being a lot right now. Honey, can you just come up here? Come here. Honey. She's smelling my feet. Honey. Where was I going with this? Oh, so last weekend, or my birthday weekend, I was being so weird. I was not myself. I did not feel good. I was like sick the whole time my friends were here. I like had no appetite, could barely eat. I was just not feeling well. But I powered through, obviously. But I was just not feeling well. And then they left on Monday, and then Tuesday came around. I was feeling better, but was still weird. Wednesday, I was feeling better. Thursday, I was feeling better, and then I started feeling weird, and then I had to go on a date. And now it's Saturday. And I grew up in a household where my mom was all about sleeping in. And like, I feel like growing up, I feel like people would get in trouble for sleeping in. Like their parents would wake them up at like whatever time and tell them they're wasting the day and demand that they get outside. But I'm so happy that I didn't grow up in that kind of environment, because sleeping in was encouraged. Whenever I sleep in, I like hear my mom telling me that like my body needed it. You know, my body needed rest. That's why I was sleeping. So on the weekends, like I love to just sleep in, especially working like a full-time corporate job, working 8 to 5 every day. It's a lot. So being able to sleep in is like my favorite thing ever. So that's what I did today. And I feel like my body really needs it. This weekend I was like, I'm not doing anything. I'm not doing anything. I might get brunch tomorrow, but besides that, like, I'm not doing anything besides like getting my life together again. And I was gonna go do a bunch of laundry, but apparently it's gonna rain. So I'm nervous. But yeah, I feel like I've just been saying random ass shit. But I was sick the whole time my friends were here, kind of. Like, I just didn't feel good. I didn't feel like myself. It was like hard for me to drink martinis. And going into next year, I'm gonna tell myself, like, you don't have to drink a martini. If you're not feeling the martini, don't drink a martini. But I'm 25 now, so yay. I have officially entered my solar return, I think. I need to go read my year document again, but I think I am re-entering my Saturn return, and I think that this year is going to be amazing. I am in a new 12-year cycle according to my birth chart, and I just feel like this year is going to be great. I have a lot of plans and a lot in store, and I really want to like get all my priorities straight and do all the things that I say I'm going to do. I feel like I had all these really good goals in January that I was going to do, and I've been doing some of them, but then I've kind of lost track on some of them, and so I want to get back on track, back to reading, I haven't painted the thing I told you guys I was going to paint, like get back to that person. I need to get back to who I am. And speaking of that, something that has really been on my mind recently, like really on my mind, is I've been looking at photographs of myself in middle school, and it's so interesting to me because I just loved who I was in middle school, and this might sound crazy to people because I feel like people are like, middle school, like, what are you saying? But when I think back to who I was in middle school, I just love that version of myself. I was so okay with like being weird and not looking perfect, and just like I was loud, like I'm still loud, but I was louder, and I was just like so myself, and I feel like I didn't care about anything, and I was just doing whatever the fuck I wanted, and I was just so comfortable being weird and whoever I was, and wearing fuzzy socks, and wearing a sticker on my face, and wearing a side part, and taking selfies all day, and posting 10 of them on Instagram, and doing whatever I wanted, filming videos, like whatever it was. I just did whatever, and I was so happy. And I was thinking about this the other day because I was like, wow, I really miss that version of myself. Like, who was I? How did I do that? And I was like, okay, that version of myself had a lot of hobbies. That version of myself, honestly, like, this one might be too real, but like, she didn't even know what alcohol was. And like, I was so happy back then. Like, I was so happy, and I was so free, and I didn't even know that a martini existed. So, I don't know. Part of me is like, how do we, like, you obviously can't get back to who you were then because, like, you've lived so many experiences since, like, so many experiences since. But in a way, getting back to, like, part of that version of myself is kind of one of my goals for this year. Like, I want to be middle school me again. Not in the sense of I want to have braces and I want to wear side parts and I want to not have any boy hit on me ever, but in the sense of like I want to be as carefree and as happy being myself as I was back then. So I think that's one of my goals for 2025 is like how do I she's my mood board. Middle school me is my mood board. And if you saw a photo of me in middle school, you'd be like, what? What? But like, she was cool, she was awesome, and I love her. So that's like my goal. I feel like recently when I look at pictures of myself from middle school and younger, like, it makes me really emotional because I'm just like, I was so innocent. And then I think when I got into high school, like, honestly, my innocence was ripped off me way too quickly. Like, way too quickly. Like, it was, like, insane. So I want to get back to that somehow. Like, obviously, in a sense, like, I want to get back to who I truly was before all this innocence took over me. All this innocence was taken away from me. I don't know if that's possible, but we're going to figure it out. We're going to see how that can be possible, in a sense. Anyways, that's just been on the top of my mind, so I thought I would share that. Oh, honey. Oh my God. I wish you guys could see her right now. Honey, please stop. Oh my goodness. I've really come to enjoy making coffee at home. And I think it's better than the coffee that I get at any coffee store. So that's exciting. Updates. Okay. So, I feel like my biggest update, well, yeah, one of my biggest updates that I've never had so many people text me about in my life was that I went on a first date this week, 2 days ago. I went on a first date. I had told you guys about him last weekend. This guy was the guy from the Knicks game who came up to me and said, "Hey, Miss Missouri," and then asked for my number and asked what I was doing that week, and I was busy, and I was like, we'll see if he's a doer because this year we're not filling in the gaps. We'll see if he's a doer. So he was a doer, and he texted me, I think earlier this week or maybe last weekend. I think he texted me like last Sunday maybe, or maybe it was Monday. But he texted me and asked if I liked Rufus Du Sol. And I was like, I maybe know one or two songs, but I love music. And then he said him and his friend were going, and he had an extra ticket and he wanted me to come. So I said I was down. Kind of a crazy first date, if you ask me, like going to a concert, you know, not a lot of room to speak, but kind of fun. Like, I love music, I love concerts, I love vibing. So I was like, okay. And I posted a video of me being like, get ready with me to go on a first date or whatever. And so many people texted me and were like, oh my God, you're going on a first date. Oh my God, tell me everything. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I need all the details. Oh my God. You know, all the things. And I think people are so like, whoa, because I haven't gone on a date. I haven't engaged with a man. I haven't made out with a man. I haven't held hands with a man. I haven't talked to a man. I haven't had a man texting me. I haven't had a man's phone number in my phone that was texting me or engaging with me in any way, shape, or form, or even talking to a man in any way since 2024. Which people think that's crazy. They're like, wait, every time I tell people that, they're like, you haven't talked to someone since 2024? Like, it's 2026. And I'm like, fully aware. So yeah, that was crazy, I guess. And I honestly don't feel any different after this. I'm like, okay, that was fun, but I'm good with not talking to a man again. I have been in some interesting relationships before, and one of them was in 2024. It was like, we've definitely talked about it. I'm over it now, but after that, I was just like, ew. Like, straight up ew. I don't like how that made me feel. I don't like anything about that. I don't ever want to be in a situationship again. I don't ever want to be in something that is apparently casual again. That is not for me. I don't know how I even got into that. That does not align with what I want. It doesn't align with who I am. Like, ew. And it really just, like, woke me up and made me realize, like, I don't want to talk to men for a while, and I just want to be single. And I just like single in the sense of like I don't want a boyfriend. I don't want to be talking to someone. I don't want to be in anything. I don't want to go on a date. I don't want anything to do with anyone romantically until I want to, because I was just like, ew, I can't believe that someone was talking to me and they looked at me and they said, yeah, I should be casual with her. Or that someone was looking at me and they were like, yeah, I want to be in a situationship with her. Like, she's cool, but I want to fuck 10 other girls too. Like, ew. Ew. I was like mortified, and I'm like, I cannot believe that there have been multiple men that have looked at me and said, yeah, she's someone I'll be casual with. She's someone that I'm not taking seriously, and I'm going to talk to a bunch of other girls while I also talk to her because I don't like her. And I think she looks like a casual opportunity to me. And I was just really grossed out by that and really reflected on my past. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm never doing any of that again. Like, wake the fuck up. So I woke up and decided I was going to be single and free. And I've never felt more comfortable being alone and being single and free. And I feel like I actually, for the first time in my life, am able to look at relationships in a different way than I was before. I feel like I was like not looking for red flags. I was just like having fun and being goofy and not taking anything seriously and not taking red flags seriously or anything. And now that I've taken so much time off from relationships, I'm like, okay, I can spot a red flag so fast. And when I spot a red flag, I can keep my composure and not, freak out. So this guy asked me on a date. He was a doer. He was like, let's go to Rufus de Sol. I want you to come. So I was like, okay, I'm down. And he was trying to actually see me before, which was nice. Like, he was like, can you do something any other day this week so we could like have a proper date before? But I actually was like really unwell after my birthday weekend. Like, I was not feeling well still. And I also was like, okay, I just had people here for 4 days. I need 2 days to myself before a man is involved. Like, I need to be alone. I need to meditate. I just need alone time before I am socializing again. So I was like, I'm sorry, no. I need to be alone, but like, I'll see you at Rufus de Sol. So Rufus de Sol comes around and we got some drinks before. We went to a little bar, had some drinks for like 2.5 hours before the concert, chatted, got to know each other because we obviously didn't know anything about each other. We had only talked for 5 minutes before this, but he was nice. He was tall, and nice, and he had really good manners. I feel like in the past when I would go on a date and maybe it wasn't the most successful date ever, I would be like really upset about it, and I would be I don't know, mad that they weren't my cup of tea, or like mad that I didn't want to go on a second date, or maybe the other way around, like maybe they didn't want to go on a second date, or we just like weren't a match, and I would be like so annoyed by it and be like, ugh, like why can't this one just be the one, kind of thing. And this time around when I'm in dating, I like maybe I noticed a red flag early on, but I was like, okay, like that doesn't have to ruin the whole date. Like, we can keep chatting and still have fun, and it's gonna be okay. Like, it's okay. We can still have a fun date and not go on another one, Like, let's not overthink it. So we had drinks, then we went to the concert, and then we got another drink after the concert, which now that I'm reflecting, I'm like, that was crazy. Like, I should have gone the fuck to bed. But yeah, that was fun. The music was good. Now I'm a fan of Rufus. And yeah, will there be a second date? I don't know. This time around, I was like, I just think that when you go on a date with someone and like this guy had really good mannerisms and was a gentleman, like probably the most gentleman guy I've ever gone out with. And I really liked that. But then there were other things that I think we lacked. And I think that's okay. I don't think you need to go on a date and be like, fuck, he had this, but he didn't have that. And it's okay to be like, I want someone that has both. And it's okay to be like, okay, I really liked his gentlemanness about him. I'm going to like appreciate that. And I'm going to look for that in the next person who also has this, what I'm looking for. You know, like it's okay that, you know, not everyone's going to have everything you're looking for, but like some of the things that I'm looking for, I just need. But he was a gentleman. He held every door open for me, which I love. He like scooted in my chair for me when I sat in it, which I've never had that happen. And I was like, I love that. He bought every drink. I even offered to like buy her drinks at the concert since he had bought in all these other drinks prior. So I offered and he was like, no. And I went to go pay. And then he was like, wait, actually don't pay. Like, do not pay. That was hot. And he always had me walking in front of him, which I genuinely have never had a man do that before. For example, like if we were walking into our like seats at the concert, he would like lead the way, but then he would like step back and like let me walk in first. Like anything like that. Like he was walking behind me as like a protector. Another thing, like if I had to go to the bathroom, like he would walk me to the bathroom and then we'd have a meeting point. And he was a doer in the sense of he was like, what do you want to drink? And then he would go get them. And I just got to sit there and be like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom and put lip gloss on. I'll be back for that porn star martini. So loved all of that. Like loved all of that. I've never had a man like let me walk in front like that. I barely have had a man open the doors for me. No one's ever pushed in my chair for me like that. Like things like that. I was like, okay, I really appreciate that. And I really like that. And I really need my man to be like that. But there were other things where I was like, okay, we might be lacking in this area, but that's okay because we learned something positive from the date and we had a good time and we listened to good music and it was great. And I also have this problem where I feel really guilty when I'm the person who's like, you know, he hasn't asked me on a second date yet, but he did text me, so I have a feeling he might ask. But I feel really guilty when someone wants to take you out again and you're like not really feeling it. And you have to be the person that's like, you're so sweet, you're so nice, but like, I'm not really feeling it. And I feel so bad when I have to do that. And in the past, I've been like, okay, like let's just power through and let's just go on another date. Let's just like do it and let's just see what happens. Like I feel guilty, so let's just do it. But the person that I am now, like I don't want to feel guilty about things. And if there was like a red flag that I had in like another relationship that I overlooked and I overlooked and I overlooked and I overlooked until it like really got bad. And I just don't want to overlook it this time. And like I also don't think it's one of those things where you can like explain it to them. Like it's just like, man, that's not my cup of tea. So I'm like, I need to like, I saw the red flag and I don't need to feel guilty about it and I don't need to overlook it because I feel guilty. Like we can just, it's okay. Because I also feel guilty that like sometimes when someone spent money and like time and whatever on you and then you're like, okay, like that was great, but I don't want to go again. But my mom told me the other day, she was like, Grandma always said, you don't owe them anything. And so I'm just like replaying my grandma saying that in my head to myself. I'm like, you don't owe them anything? Like, I do not owe this man anything. Like, I don't know why I feel guilty. So I don't think there will be a second date. And I'm just going to like trust my gut in that sense of like, there was a red flag that I overlooked in the past and we're not going to overlook it again. And it's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And we'll see if I date again. Like, that was fun. That was fun. That was fresh. That was everything. But I like love being single. I told people this the other day. They were like, "Oh my gosh, like what if you get a boyfriend after this? Like, oh my gosh, are you so excited?" And I was like, um honestly, no. Like, I don't know that I want one right now. I don't know how I feel about that. But maybe it's just because I've been in like some shitty relationships, but I feel like I'm still having fun being single. I'm still having fun having no man texting me. Like, I'm still really enjoying that. And we can do a whole episode on this, but like, I just always remind myself, like, once you get married and get into a really serious relationship, like, you are with them forever, like, forever, which is so beautiful and so great. But like, there's never going to be a time where you're single again. And so I just really want to take up my singleness and my time with myself where I don't have to constantly be thinking about someone else, you know? Because when you're in a relationship, like, you're always thinking about someone else too. And I really like just thinking about myself right now. So I'm going to continue to just think about myself. But that was my update on the date. Maybe I gave way too much information. I don't know. I was trying to give information without giving out too much information, but I'm always giving out information, so whatever. That was how my date went, and don't feel guilty if you don't want to go on a second date with people. Like, it's totally fine. Okay, so the craziest part actually about this whole thing was that when I came home from the date, which, mind you, I got home way too fucking late and I was not okay. Like, I was okay, but I was like, oh my God, it's so late and I have to get 8 hours of sleep. And I didn't get 8 hours of sleep. I got like 6. But like, I have to have 8 hours of sleep or I can't function. I'm not nice. I'm not a good person. I'm not here. I'm not here if I didn't get 8 hours of sleep. So that's how I was feeling. And I also called my sister at like whatever time it was to tell her about the date. But I also called her because when I was walking upstairs to our apartment, I found a mouse. A mouse. In the hallway. I literally thought I was tripping. I was walking up the stairs. I see this adorable little thing on the floor. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? Mind you, I've had too many drinks. I'm looking at this mouse. I'm like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? And then I see it's a mouse. I start videotaping it. I posted it on everything because people were telling me it was funny. So I was like, okay, fine. I guess the public can have this. But I'm looking at this mouse and I was like, oh my God, I can't believe there's a mouse in here. And I was like, I wonder how it got in here. And my family is like, that means there's probably like an infestation because that was a baby. So that means mama gave birth somewhere and mama probably lives in this building. But apparently they don't fuck with cats. So like, knock on wood, they shouldn't be coming in here. But that means mama and dada are somewhere in here. And apparently my mom told me that rats produce very fast. Or mouse, I don't know. Mice, rats, I'm confused on the difference, but she said that they produce very fast. So, real scared. Like, am I going to be raising a mouse family? My sister was like, do not touch them. They carry lots of diseases. And I was like, I wasn't going to touch it, but it was climbing the fucking walls. Who the fuck knew that they could climb walls? I thought that they were just like, you know, on the floor. Climbing walls is fucking crazy. It climbed the wall and I was like, shit. But the most embarrassing part about this whole thing is that I heard someone walking up towards me in the hallway. So I thought it was someone that lived here and I was like, hell yeah, like, let me tell them there's a mouse. And this person's walking up the hallway and I was like, hey, like whispering, hey. And he's like, hey. And I was like, there's a mouse. And he was like, what? And I was like, there's a mouse. And he was like, do you live here? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, okay, I don't live here. I'm a DoorDasher. Call your super. I don't live here. I'm a DoorDasher. Call your super. And I was like, okay. And I just like ran away because I was like, wait, oh my God, my brain isn't working. Like, sorry, sir. I just like needed to tell someone that was awake in the building that like there was a mouse. But I texted it in our apartment group chat. I was like, I found a mouse last night. obviously didn't send them the video because I don't need these people being like, is she normal? Who is this girl? You know, the landlord hates me. I don't need them being like, okay, a weird girl lives here. We need her out. But I sent them a photo and was like, I found a mouse last night. And no one really seems fazed. No one seems fazed at all. So maybe that's normal. But apparently they don't like cats. So I'm like feeling good, feeling confident. I would really hate for Honey to like kill a baby mouse. But I guess I shouldn't even think about that. But I would really hate for that to happen. And that would like really change my perspective on Honey. You know, when I was younger, I was at a birthday party and there were, maybe this is way too personal and graphic and horrible to share, but like this is how like fucked up it fucked me. I was at a birthday party and there were baby rabbits somewhere at this birthday party, like in the yard being born, and the girl's dog came in and had eaten the baby rabbits. I'm gonna start crying. And it was really sad. Like really, really, really sad and horrible. So it changed my perspective on that dog. And it shouldn't have. Like, you know, did he know better? Like, no. Like, he doesn't know what don't eat the rabbits mean. You know, he didn't know what that meant, but it was, like, really awful. Like, we should have been giving him more dog food. And that's how I feel. If Honey ate a mouse, I'd be like, what? Like, when cats eat birds or whatever, or dogs eat birds, like, it's like, do you want more dog food? You know? Like, I don't know, because I don't know how that works. But it's so sad. So I just like don't think that I could see her eat that baby mouse that I bonded with. I named the mouse Cutie, if you wanted to know. My sister was like, you should probably name it. And I was like, Cutie. Let's name it Cutie. So the mouse is named Cutie. I honestly hope I don't see Cutie again because I'm scared. But it's going to be okay. The last thing that I wanted us to talk about, because I am a new fan, is Love Island. Yeah, bitches, I'm watching Love Island. I feel like people are always like, what shows are you watching? And I'm like, I don't really know. I don't really watch TV. I have this problem where sometimes when I'm watching TV, like the whole time I'm like, they're acting. Like they're literally acting. This isn't real. Which, like, duh, they are acting and this isn't real. But like, I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm watching something, I'm just like, this is fake. Like, this is not real. And I want it to be real. So, anyways, everyone is talking about Love Island. Everyone's watching Love Island. I've never watched Love Island before. Like, I've just watched clips on TikTok before, but I've never, like, sat down and watched it because there's just so many episodes. Like, I wasn't really getting behind it. Like, I don't know. And then my friends that were here this past weekend were, like, telling me that I should go on Love Island, and were saying they were going to apply me to Love Island. So I was like, what the fuck is Love Island? Like, guys, I don't think I need to be on there. I don't think I want to be on there. I don't think they'd pick me to be on there because I'm not trying to make out with 10 people, you know? But they were like, no, you need to be on. Like, we're going to apply you to Love Island. So I'm scared. So I was like, okay, maybe I should, like, watch this. So I feel like I'd watched some of it on TikTok. Like, I knew who the people were. I knew what was going on. So I fast forward to episode 16. That's where I started from. I feel like I got the gist of what's going on. And yeah, now I want to see who wins. So I literally watched it last night. I think a new episode comes out today. I've been kind of confused. Like, I was really getting into it, and then an episode didn't come out Wednesday, and I was like, wait, this is how they get you. This is how they get you because I'm trying to watch this shit. So I'm invested. I watched it last night. And it was good. There was a fight, there was drama, and yeah, it was good. I was like, okay, I'm about this. But I just need you guys to know that, like, I'm watching it because I feel like everyone's watching it, and now I feel really involved with the people, and I feel passionate. So, yeah. That is kind of all I had today. It's like not raining yet, but I feel like it's gonna start raining. I feel like Sometimes when I look out my window in my apartment, because it's so dirty on the outside and there's no possible way to personally clean it, and I don't think anyone's ever cleaned the outside of these windows before. Like, there's no way. I like cannot tell if it's raining, and then I'll go outside and then it'll be raining. But I have an umbrella now. I don't know if I told you guys, but I got stuck at Target the other day in a rainstorm. I think I did tell you guys this, and then I had to buy an umbrella. But then I was too embarrassed to use it. Yeah. But I need to like do laundry. I was gonna go shopping. I really severely need to get my nails done, but I might do that tomorrow morning. I feel like that's a tomorrow morning thing. And we're gonna have fun. Oh, I also did the hair blowouts in Chinatown here, and it was amazing and great and fun, but like don't ever recommend doing that hungover on your birthday because I was not okay. But they massaged your back and I didn't expect that, and that was really great and beautiful, but like do not recommend hungover on your birthday. Like I was like, get me the fuck out of here. But my hair looked nice after, so I was like, okay. But anyways, yeah. I'm gonna go do all the things I can think of. I feel like I need to like reorganize my whole room. And I'm really scared to do laundry because I really hate doing laundry. But I really need to do laundry. So please help me. But I hope you guys all have a great, spectacular rest of your week. And I will catch you guys next week. Bye.